Hey there, Morbid Maniacs. It's time for another spooky video, a part of VLOGTOBER. And for tonight's spooky video, I'm going to be talking all about the legend of the Wampus Cat. Deep in the Appalachian woods lies a tale that has been haunting them for centuries. The tale of the Wampus Cat, whose howls will make your blood run cold. It is often encountered on late summer nights of a full moon on remote country roads. The Wampus is a tale from the Cherokee, and though many never believed in it, the sightings would continue. To this day, people still encounter the strange cat-like creature. Is it a figment of imagination, or does the Wampus Cat really exist? The Wampus Cat, also known as the Wampus Beast, Cherokee Death Cat, Galley Wampus, Whistling Wampus, is a large panther-like creature which is said to reside within the Appalachian Mountains. The origins are said to stem from Cherokee mythology. Early references to the creature described it being a creature heard whining about camps at night. It is believed to have otherworldly powers. The Wampus was mentioned in newspaper articles in the 1930s in Piedmont, North Carolina. The creature would be accused of unaliving livestock. The first sighting of the Wampus Cat would date all the way back to the 20th century. The Wampus Cat is said to hold a feral violence, and the odd phrase Wampus stems from the Scottish English word wampish, which stands for waving one's arms about. It will only come out on a semi-full moon night of summer. The Wampus Cat's appearance is said to vary. However, one thing remains the same, that it terrorizes neighborhoods. Sometimes it is described as a half-cat, half-dog-like creature, while others have described it as a half-cat, half-human creature. In this case, they say that it has the head of a cat and the body of a human. It is said to be nocturnal, and it has a very eerie voice. Known to be a water panther, it has fur as black as night. In Washington state, it is said to shed its whiskers, having white whiskers by day and black whiskers by night. The Wampus Cat has glowing yellow eyes which will pierce right through you, often glowing in the darkness of the mountains. It is sometimes reported walking on its hind legs, and some accounts have even described it as having 6 legs. In the 1939 Fearsome Critters book, the Wampus Cat is depicted as a cat the size of a Maine Coon cat, having tufted ears, the tail of a lion, sharp claws, whiskers, a comical grin, and a right forearm which folded like a pruning hook. The Wampus Cat is said to live in Idaho and was first introduced since the first specimen of the Wampus was discovered. The Wampus was discovered scratching fire blazes on mountain trails. For this reason, the Wampus Cat was blamed for many forest mishaps. Female Wampuses can only be unalived with a crosscut saw, while males are pretty much indestructible if they have blister rust on their fur. The glare from their eyes can start forest fires with the help of the full moon. Their footprints are only known to be seen on solid rock. And the Wampus Cat is said to steal prospectors' picks and brush their teeth with it. It is said that if the creature swims across a stream, that the fish will not come out for a whole week. The howl of a Wampus Cat will make your blood run cold. It can also disguise its voice into a banshee-like scream. This kind of makes me wonder if what I heard several years back was a Wampus Cat, because it sounded like a mixture of like a baby crying or a woman screaming. Wampus cat loves hunting eagles, and if it's hungry, it will eat the entire eagle. However, if it is in a playful mood, it will usually let loose of its tail and release the bird. The feathers were usually given to the Native Americans. The Wampus cat is very friendly towards the Native Americans, and there are many tales of the creature in Cherokee mythology. In one tale, the Wampus cat is known as the Iwa. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And the story talks about a Cherokee woman who does not trust her husband. The woman's husband would go out to hunt with a fellow warrior. This made the woman very suspicious, and so she put on a lion's coat and followed and spied on him. When they found her, the medicine man decided that he would punish her and she would be forced to wear the lion's coat forever, eventually transforming her into the spirit of the Wampus cat. Another story talks about a husband and wife who were known as Standing Bear and Running Deer. Standing Bear, who was the strongest warrior, went out to battle with the Iwa, who was terrorizing the village. Eventually he would return, completely driven insane. Standing Bear was no longer the same warrior that he once was. Running Deer wanted to take revenge for her husband, and so she went to the shamans. They gave her a bobcat's face mask and covered her body in black paste to hide her scent. After days of searching for the creature, Running Deer finally spotted Iwa. Having seen her bobcat mask, Iwa's powers had completely turned in on themselves, and it banished it for good. It is said that the Running Deer spirit now inhabits the Wampus cat, who continues to watch over and protect her village. Another variation to the story talks about a witch who lived alone in the woods. At night, she would shapeshift herself into the form of a cat and would steal nearby chickens and pigs. The Wampus cat was said to be responsible for many unalivings of livestock in the Appalachian Mountains. Reports of this creature date all the way back to the 19th century and still happen to this day. The first sighting taken place in 1900, then in 1913. After horrific floods devastated the area. There would be 102 dog skeletons, which would be found stripped of all of their fur and flesh. In 1914, they supposedly captured the creature in Arkansas. The creature was described as being more savage than a lion, with menacing claws and a 9-foot-long tail, which was as powerful as a kangaroo's. Its legs were stocky and short, and its front feet were a cross between a bear and a badger's feet, but cloven like a deer. The beast was spotted 3 days before it escaped. It would then begin terrorizing the surrounding area. Many refused to believe in the tale of the Wampus cat and believed it all to be nothing more than a hoax, laughing any time someone would even mention it. However, that would not stop strange things from happening. In 1918, in Knoxville, Tennessee, dogs were dying. Their hearts and their livers were ripped out with something razor sharp. A mule was unalived in a nearby neighborhood, and chickens would be completely crushed with all of their blood drained from them. Locals would report hearing the sounds of wild dogs, while others found tracks that belonged to a panther. They would send out a search for the creature on Thanksgiving of 1918. It would include 75 men with shotguns, rifles, and even bow and arrows. A woman would soon be attacked by the supposed animal. A local shopkeeper bought her torn dress and would put it on display inside of her shop. They would offer a cash reward, and the person who unalived the Wampus would receive a Kodak camera along with $5 in gold. The obsession would not last through Christmas, but the sightings would continue. Many would poke fun at the hysteria. 90 miles from there was Benton, Tennessee. A group of hunters had captured a mysterious creature inside a cave along the Occoee River. They knew for sure what they had caught was the Wampus. And Willie McQuillan from the Ames Paranormal team and famous on the show Mountain Monsters, had encountered this creature at only 9 years old. His parents would ask him to go get something from the shed late one night. He would then come face to face with the jet black, panther-like creature with piercing yellow eyes. It would emit an odd, high-pitched hissing sound, and this would scare the boy back into his home. Many years later, on the same farm, he would have another encounter with the creature. It would be nearly the same exact encounter. This time, he would lose a lot of pigs. Around the same time, a school bus driver who was driving late one night would also encounter the creature, which was described as being black and very large. It would jump out of the woods right in front of the bus. Witnesses of the Wampus Cat have said they only occur in dense forests or in remote areas. They say they get a very overwhelming sense of being watched once encountering the creature. So there is the story of the Wampus Cat. What do you guys think of this spooky urban legend? And let me know if you've ever heard of it before. This was my first time ever really hearing about it. I used to watch that show Mountain Monsters though with my mom, and they had some pretty creepy cryptids on there that they would talk about. But yeah, I'm really curious to know if what I encountered many years ago was actually a Wampus Cat. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already and become a morbid maniac. Also be sure to hit that bell notification, that way you get notified every single time I upload a new video. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow.